a BFF. It was just somebody that when I first left my ex, they're like, oh, here's a lady that sometimes helps people that, are homeless. Because at the time my son and I were homeless. I'm not now, and I haven't been for a long time. But um, so I had her number, but I don't think to just call it, you know. So she just texts me out of the blue. She's like, "Oh, hey, how are you and your son doing?" It had been like 8, 9 months. I'm like, "Oh, hi." So, and I didn't want to be like, "I'm fine," because sometimes that gets old. You just want to be like, I'm just." So, so I was just like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make rent this month. I got most of it, but I'm a little short, and it's just kind of stressing me out. And and she's like, "Oh my god, how short are you?" And so I don't think I told her I was hungry because I'm not out to whine to anybody. But like what happened was she said they would pay, the amount I was short. Um, but what happened was they ended up paying a little bit extra. So she said she didn't want my account to be at zero. So I was able to go to the grocery store and it not get tons of stuff, but like I got some variety and my body's probably like, yes. So just stuff like that was happening. Like it's like you do all you can, but then sometimes you do need help, and it's temporary. You don't just want to like sit in misery forever and like have people helping. It's nice that they help, but eventually you want to get to a place where, yeah. So let me see. And then there was this job that I applied to, and I get jobs really easily, but this was like I was going for a full-time one, and it was, I even visualized. I did everything right. I've never visualized for a job. I gave the best interview of my life, and I was like, wow, I got this. And I had experience with it, and it was like close to where I live. I could have walked. It was like, yes. And it didn't happen. And I was like, they even called me in for an interview, but it was just like, it didn't happen. I was like, I don't get it because like I have great work history and this was perfect. So I was like getting like, okay, you guys, like, is this fun for you? Because it was like I was doing my part, and it's like, that it just looks so perfect, and I'm like, how could it not have been? You know what I mean? And then what happened was in the tarot, they said that your guardian angel is working on a job for you. I'm like, that's so sweet. And I was like, when? I don't remember, it was like a month or two later. But what happened was um after like this, it's like that, like so the darkest hours before dawn. Um there was this one month where I was like really short. Like instead of me paying most of it and somebody else helping me, it was like the other way around. And I was like, oh, it's like I entered in. Okay, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. Anyway, basically, yeah, it ended up happening that I got screwed over in some way, and so I was like scrambling to like, yeah, and somebody stepped in and helped me out. It was like this 11th hour salvation thing, and timing wise we were technically too late, but they helped us out anyway, and it was just like, it really was a miracle. And I was just like so overwhelmed with gratitude because this was like the last thing before that job opened up. It's like my qualifications is like and the thing about that job is it was so much better than I wouldn't have applied there, not because I didn't feel worthy, but just because like wouldn't have thought to. And they had some, so the one that I thought was like, oh, that'll work. It's not what I want, but it'll work. It's like they blocked it. When I say they, I'm usually talking about angels and guides, but they blocked it because they were blocking a couple things, and it was kind of pissing me off. I'm like, you know what? I manifested things. I did it flawless. So it's like, and they're blocking certain things to get you where you really want to go, because it's like either for safety or whatever. So they had something better lined up, and it's so cool because it's like like I have this really big cubicle and it's like I get to decorate it all girly. And my boss is like really nice. It's like, one of those nice bosses that you're like, oh cool, thank God. And the coworkers are nice. And there's this really funny lady that like close to where I sit. So it's like I get to like be entertained while I work. Um, but it's just like it was so much better than I thought. And it's like I just I felt really grateful for the help I got, and now I'm in a position. Oh, and I want to be clear, guys. I have enough to eat now. I have enough to make rent on my own, that kind of thing. So it's kind of like, yeah. So don't like this was the thing to get food or like money or sad faces or anything. It's just to let you know that like I was in a really shitty situation. I kept hitting my standard, which was I always pay my bills on time. I wasn't even trying to affirm, but I was just kind of talking out loud, really pissy. But I was actually affirming over and over again that I always pay my bills on time, always, always, always. And so, no matter how bleak it looked, even when the account hit zero partway through the month, or that happened once, I think, I don't know, but I always ended up meeting that standard. Rent was paid, like I paid rent on time. For the most part it was me, but toward the end I did need some help because it got really bleak. So I always made that standard. The latest I got was I would pay most of it on the first when it was due, and was a little bit short, but the next day I would either have the money or I would run to the bank, throw it in, and then pay the rest of it. So even though they prefer that you would do it on the first, it's kind of like it. They had most of it, and I went to the bank before anybody could be like, "What's up with that?" And so it's like there was no notice or anything. Um, and I'm not saying you gotta starve. I was focused on bills, and I wasn't focused on food. You really gotta take care of yourself. And yeah, so I just wanted to share that thing with you guys. Like, do all the stuff you can do. Ask for help. Try really hard to make sure that you're at it. Like a little bitching. You're human. You're sane, but like try to find something to be grateful for. And really, if your reality is really, really, really hideous, look to the future. This is why you have goals and dreams, because they'll pull you out. There were times where I was like, oh my god, I hope I don't have to go back, because I really did not want to, but I kept telling him over and over again, my kid will never starve, and if it ever came to that, sorry, but I will go back, and temporarily, not like permanently, but I was just like, I don't want to do that, because I was just remembering when I was like, I can't do that, and I think if I ever, um, I left him twice, and I think if you do it a third time, they're expecting it. It's like I don't think the results would turn out the same. So, I really didn't want to go back. I was like, that's why I was calling this. Like, you guys have to help me. I don't want to go back. I want to achieve my dreams. I want to, be with my soulmate. I don't want to go back, because that's the thing. They told me the future, and I know what's gonna happen. Not everything, because sometimes they're like, it's a surprise for some stuff, and you're like, but I want to know. So, but I kept thinking like between that point in time to roughly when it was, the time frame was projected of actually like uh, meeting the person that you know you want to meet, I was like thinking, I don't know if, like, if it continued the way it was, I don't think I would be alive. Now I'm smart enough to go to the hospital if I was like really a dead storm, but I mean like it just, yeah, at some point you have to eat. So guys, whatever's God to you, like, do your part. Oh, and the thing is, when you pray, there's some stuff they took out of the Bible that tells you how to have faith. So, um, the way our universe works is the way when you pray, you can ask or speak it or whatever, but you're supposed to feel like gratitude, excitement, happiness, whatever. Feel like you already have it, and try not to stress about it. If you do stress, try to slam your subconscious with like to get yourself to believe it, and that's rewarded because that's an act of faith in itself. You're showing that like you do have some faith, but maybe not very much, and you're trying really hard. That gets honored. You don't have to have flawless faith. You just have to show that you believe enough to ask, and what you lack, you're trying really hard to believe. Like, yeah. And if you're vibrating high enough and you have a close enough connection with the spirit world, you can just sometimes flippantly ask for something without feeling or knowing or having faith. Just kind of, and you can get it. Like, but you, that's after like a while of being really closely connected. That's the thing, you guys. This is why some people are walling, going, why doesn't God help people? I hope nobody's mad about this, but here's the thing, it's partly that people are entrenched in this negativity because, some situations are horrible. So it's like if you're in this really negative place, it's really hard to see out of it. But you need to call on the spirit realm. If you don't, they can't step in. And you need to ask, like I said, if you don't have a connection with them, or you kind of do but maybe not, you're not vibrating really high, you're gonna have to play by the rules of the universe, which is you're supposed to feel like it already happened when you ask, instead of stressing about it. You're just, there's a scripture that got taken out of the Bible that tells you how to have faith. The one where they're like, if you have enough faith of this or that. There was more to it that they actually took out, and it's in the Gnostic Gospels. And basically, it says when your thoughts and your feelings are aligned, it's like you're not just thinking this thing that you want, you're feeling like it already happened. You really believe that it's gonna happen. And like I said, rewire your subconscious if you need some help with belief. But it's like, and because the universe, God, responds to that. So you have to, and the other thing is, guys, if you have a relationship with Source, with whatever is God to you, you're going to get protected, blessed, helped, especially if you're doing your part. Um, it's like if you hear on the news that something sad happened, you feel really bad. And if you hear that somebody's in trouble, you feel bad and you help if you can. But if it's your child or your friend or your aunt that you like, I guess, I don't know, what happens is you're gonna help them. And I'm not saying there's favorites, there's not, but guys, you have to have a relationship of some kind with whoever's God to you. Like, and if you don't want to give it a specific name, just talk to the universe or Source. Honestly, I don't believe that anybody's wrong or the way. It's just like, I believe that they're either all real or that God, Source, manifests in whatever version you relate to, whatever is your path in this lifetime. So this is when people are like, well, I had this proof of this deed, and it's like, I believe you. I'm in this one, yeah, I do. So the thing is, the only thing is that you have to be a loving version. You have to, like, you can get things for yourself. Like, don't be a martyr. It's like go after your dreams. Don't settle in like any part of life or relationships. It's like, go for your soulmate, okay? Your twin flame, your person, whatever that is for you. It's like, just don't settle. Know that you can have your dreams. You do have to ask. You have to ask in the right way. You have to do your part first, and then you can ask for help. And you can get out of it, you guys. Like, it was bleak. It was so bleak. But like, go through, do the inner work, go through the growth. It's I thought there was a point where I was like, okay, sadistic trolls. It's not. It's you go through the fire, as they say, whatever, and then you come out on the other side. You're a better person. There was one point where things were really bad. Like, I did all this inner work, like hypnosis for abundance and yada yada, all this stuff, and I was like, good on me. And the opposite happened, and I was like, and my first instinct, see, I saw a coffee mug in the store that said you're exactly where you need to be, and I was like, how wonderful. And then all this shit started happening, and I was like, and I had faith, and I felt good for like a couple hours, like, wow, okay, yeah, something will happen, yeah. But then I was like, how sick am I actually have faith when all this the opposite is and I did like an hour and a half of hypnosis, so I was starting to be like, what the heck, guys? And I was thinking that anybody who knew me would be like, you should be panicking, or they don't talk like that. That's just my other person voice, but it's just like, you know what I mean? And so I was berating myself, but then, like, I got back on track, and then good things started happening. It's just that you grow as a person. You end up having more faith. Your heart expands. That's the thing. Now that I know I always had compassion on people who were starving, okay? And all these people, but it's like after actually um after like the meat disappears off your joints. Sorry for that image. Your your bones are rubbing against the inside of your skin, and it hurts. It really hurts. And you actually lose hunger when you're starving. This is the thing that people don't talk about. I think when it gets to third world levels, that probably the hunger comes back. I don't know. But this was not, sorry, I don't want to go on about the hunger, but my point is, it's like once you actually experience it, even if you had compassion before, it's like you're like, I not only do I need to get to a place where I make more money for survival reasons or to make my dreams come true and help people, but like it's almost like instead of becoming like, yeah, I really want to do that and I will, it's almost like I have to, because not everybody who has money has compassion, and a lot of them do. Okay, a lot of them give, which is awesome, but I'm saying, like, I really have a heart to help, so I'm like, I really have to get like in a better place, and I am in a better place now. But what I mean, and the thing is, you can do stuff. You can donate clothes, blankets to people. You can give words of encouragement, food. It's not just money or time, that too. And this video has run really long. I'm so sorry. It's just, I just wanted to let you know that whatever your situation is, you can get out of it. Okay, you really really can. Don't give up. Don't settle. Just keep going. Okay, there were things that were revealed to me during this time that it about the future, about my past, just my past life, just like amazing like spiritual insights, all kinds of things like that. And I'm just a better person. Like, I went through a lot of, here's the word crap again. I went through a lot, but it's like I'm actually a better person now, and now I'm actually in a place where, just a better place. It's like I had a breakthrough. It's like, and things are happening, bigger dreams. I can see evidence in my reality of them coming, and like, just it's just so neat. I was like, I want everybody to like have their dream life. So yeah, whatever you're going through, you can get out of it. This is what worked for me. It can work for you. If something else works better, then do go with that.